Hello everyone in Academic Listening Strategies 2 class. Welcome to the lecture video for week 6, fall 2020. Today we're going to begin unit 6, listening 2. But before we go to the main listening, we have some practice listening to do through the video. So I will play the audio in my computer and you will listen to that. And then in a while, I will guide you to the textbook page uh, later. Okay, in some time, I'll ask you to check the textbook page. But for now, as I've been always saying, whenever you see this sign in the screen, please stop the video and work on the activities that you're supposed to do. Another important thing is you should have your My Doc page, lesson 6 materials and instructions page open so that you can do the listening there and you can access the assignment there. So keep it open until you finish the video. Okay, so let's begin. In the beginning, let's quickly talk about a note-taking skill that we should focus on. It's quite long, so you can read this later, but using abbreviations and symbols in note-taking is a very important strategy when we are doing a listening activity. Let's quickly see what is there. When you take notes, you need to write a lot of information very quickly, right? That's always, if you start writing everything, the listening finishes very fast. Using abbreviation. Abbreviation means short forms or of longer words. For example, television, TV, that's commonly used, but there are so many other styles. In other words, not writing everything. Using abbreviations and symbols can save time and help you take notes more quickly, so you don't miss important information. For example, here are some common ways to abbreviate longer words in English. First, first strategy to abbreviate the word is write the first few letters of the word. For example, if you hear business, write BUS. Example could be EX. If you hear important, write IMP. There's other information. Please read that by yourself. Actually, this is in your textbook also. Let me quickly show where you have this. In your textbook, go to your textbook on page 122. You have this information on page 122. So if you want to study later, go to page 122. So these are, one technique is write down the first few letters. Another technique right over here is leave out all or most of the vowels in the word. Don't write all vowels or most of the vowels. For example, develop, without the vowels E and O are deleted. Manager, MGR. It helps you to remember, okay? Another way is use the first few letters and the last letters of the word. That's another way to abbreviate, to make your word smaller. And here are some other techniques. There are some letter abbreviations and symbols used to stand for English words. These are the practical things, okay? A lot of these are regularly used. B oblique slash C is used for because. If you hear company, you don't have to write all. You just write CO dot, etc. and so on could be ETC. And similarly, including can be IN, CL, and dot only. So try to incorporate this, try to use these when you take notes. And the last but not the least, the last is here are symbols. Oh, that doesn't help me up there. Here are symbols used in English. For example, and. You can see and there. And is used as a symbol, more than, equal to, increase, or number, decrease. If you hear these words in listening, you can quickly write down the symbols, okay? Now I want you to look at page 122 to study detail on this. which I cannot play all in the show you all in the video. So keeping this in mind, in the next part, I want you to practice taking notes. So what you have to do is you have to listen to a part of the listen to the beginning of a report about why companies sometimes change popular products. Take notes using the abbreviations and symbols. Okay, you're going to this not two, only one T. Okay, you're going to listen to a short beginning of a report. So please listen to the audio and try to take notes using the abbreviation and symbols that we studied just previously. So here we go.
Unit 6, Note-Taking Skill. Example. Sometimes businesses decide to change a popular product. They do this because they hope many people will want to try the new and improved product. It is one way that companies try to increase their sales. For example, in the 1980s, the large American soft drink company Coca-Cola developed a new recipe for its soda. The company's managers hoped that people would feel excited about the new taste, but there were a few problems with their plan.
Okay, did you take notes using the short forms, the abbreviations and symbols? If you couldn't take notes in the first listening, you can go back in the video. Okay, replay the video from the listening part and take notes again. If you have taken notes, if you have notes like this, maybe you got good notes. Okay, so your notes should look like this. If your note doesn't look like this, please try to revise, try to listen again and revise. So this is one important point that you got to remember for upcoming lessons and any times you have listening activities. That way you can take effective and good notes.
Unit 6.
Next part we're going to talk about is one listening skill called making inferences. Making inference means it's a kind of guessing, okay? Sometimes speakers don't give their opinions directly. To understand what a speaker thinks or feels about a topic, we need to read between the lines. That's very important. You have to remember what is read between the lines. Actually, in listening, we have to listen between the lines, okay? Or use the context to decide what the speaker is really saying. That's what we call by making an inference. We call this making an inference. For example, in listening one, the professor talks about her students' use of social media. For example, the key influencer marketing is where it happens. It's a place you all spend a lot of your time on social media. Everyone has access to social media now. For some of you, maybe too much access. In this, she doesn't tell what she thinks about social media, but we can guess. For example, she doesn't say her opinion directly in this part, but we can infer that she thinks her students spend too much time using social media, right? That's what her opinion is. As she says, for some of you, maybe too much access. She's not clearly saying what she thinks about her students' use of social media, but she kind of designs it in between the lines so that we have to infer to guess her opinion. You can also make inferences about people's attitudes by listening for tone of voice. Okay, that's another important point in trying to infer. How do people say? Well, how is their tone? Or, for example, suddenly if somebody starts making a big voice, maybe the person is angry or the person wants us to listen to them or pay attention, right? So let's practice one more listening today from the video, and then we'll do the main listening activity for listening too. Now this part is from your textbook, page 100. Okay, let me go to there. It's from page 128 and 29. Okay, if you want to review again, Study the listening skill on page 128. And then the listening comes from 128 and 29. If you want to take note in the textbook, take note there. But for now, let's listen here. Listen to two students discussing the lecture. Then circle the correct answer. So there is a man and a woman. They are talking about the lecture and what their opinions are. So think about their opinions. Here we go.
Unit 6. Listening skill. Activities A and B.
That was an interesting lecture in marketing class today, huh?
I guess so.
Professor Marcus has so much experience. We're lucky to have her as our teacher.
Maybe. But she didn't talk about all of the problems with influencer marketing.
Problems? Like what?
Well, like fake users. And that's just one example.
What do you mean, fake users?
Influencers want a lot of followers, right? They want people to think they are popular.
Right. If they have a lot of followers, more companies will pay them to promote products.
Exactly. That's why that's why some of them create fake user accounts on social media sites. I heard a news report about it. They use fake names and give false information to create hundreds or thousands of fake accounts. Then they use those accounts to follow their own accounts and posts. That way they can look more popular than they really are. One famous singer's Twitter account lists millions of followers, but 30 to 40% of them are fake.
Come on. What are you talking about?
Do you really believe everything you see on the internet?
Of course not. But fake users? That gives me an idea. I need some more followers.
Okay, I hope you did a good job. I don't know. If you want to listen to this part again, you can go back in the video and play the part where the listening starts. You can play the part again. Now, quickly write down your answers or from your notes, circle the correct answer from number 1 to number 6. Use your inference, okay? Inference to think or to answer about their opinion. What is true about the woman in number 1? What's true about the man in number 2? Similarly, the man in number 3, the woman in number 4, the man in number 5, and the woman in number 6. Please write down your answer and then you can continue in the video. So I want you to stop the video and write down your answers. If you want to listen to the audio, as I said, go back and listen again, but stop here now. Okay, I hope you have done that as well. If you haven't finished, please continue stopping the video and work on writing your answers. If you have finished, let's quickly check answers for you. Number 1, the woman has a lot of respect for the marketing professor. That's the listening from their lecture last week. The man has experience as a social media marketer or was not very interested in the marketing class. He said he was not interested in the, he did not say he was not interested, but his style of talking makes it, we can infer that he was not very interested in the marketing class because he doesn't like the content, okay? He talks a lot about the fake report the professor was thinking in a positive way. Number 3, the man thinks there are a lot of problems with influencer marketing. Actually, he gives the fake account percentage also, okay? Number 4, the woman didn't know about the problem with fake users before. Yeah, she thought everything in the followers account is true, but there are so many fake followers. Number 5, the man thinks the woman trusts the internet too much. Yeah, the man actually asks, do you believe everything in the internet? That means his tone of asking makes it like, yes, you believe everything in the internet. But actually, it turns out the woman does not trust everything. But the man thinks the woman trusts everything. And last one, the woman thinks it's important to have a lot of followers on social media. That's quite funny. At the end, she thinks it's good to have many followers. That's why maybe after this discussion, she's going to create fake accounts and make her own followers increase, right? Maybe we can infer that. That's what inferring refers to. If you want to practice this again, you can look at textbook pages 128 and 129. Okay, now let's go to the next part. The next part is listening to the power of a crowd. What does a crowd mean? Crowd mean many people, many persons gathering together, right? And does a crowd have power? Yes, and sometimes the negative results also, right? So you're going to listen to a TV report. As you listen, gather information and ideas about how we make decisions. Okay. Uh, Before we go to the listening, let's quickly talk about some of the words that you might hear in the listening. So, first word, crowd. What's a crowd? As I said just before, crowd is a lot of people coming together, large number of persons. Okay. Have you heard the word crowdfunding? Crowdfunding is many people collect small amount of money and do some social work. That's crowdfunding. Next word is bargain. What's a bargain? Bargain is something that is available less than usual cost. I don't see a lot of bargain stores in Japan, but in other countries they have so many bargain stores. Actually, in Japan also, if you go to shop during like Golden Week or New Year vacations, sometimes they do have bargain stores. Okay, behavior is activity that can be observable, uh, human activity or animal activity, human behavior. Argument is discussion with different point of view, kind of debate. Okay, you have one point, I have another point. We start discussion that becomes an argument. Section is a different part, subdivision. Especially if you go to a store, they have different sections in a store. Trouble, that's a problem. Okay, distress, worry, pains, problems, so many problems, troubles. Next is reach. Reach is to get to arrive. Okay, what time do you reach home? Last one, rescue is to free somebody from danger. Okay, rescue, to save life. So these are some of the words you have to pay attention to when you do the main listening for this week. Now work with the listening. Listen and take notes. Listen to the TV news report on a separate sheet of paper. Take notes about the examples of crowd behavior. Okay, your listening comes from uh, listening to over there. What you have to do is listen to the audio track available on my doc here. Okay, unit 6, listening to page 161 audio track right over there. So go to your My Doc page, listen to the audio track for page 100. That should be 131. I'll make change there. So listen to the audio and then take notes on a separate piece of paper. Okay, please stop the video here and go to do the listening task. Okay, I hope you have finished that as well. And did you write a good note? Do you want to see how you write your notes? As I said in the listening skills section, you have to use abbreviations and symbols whenever there is possibility. Okay. Now, please, if you want to listen again and revise your notes. But for now, if your notes are ready, compare your notes with the notes I have. So this part, okay? Maybe you do not have to have exactly same words as mine, but something like this. For example, if you quickly can read just the words Black Friday, stores open at 12, everything on sale, bargains on clothing, shoes, toys, electronics. Actually, 75% of people shop online, but millions still go to stores for Black Fridays. Items get 60 to 70% discount. The price goes down on Black Fridays. I'm not going to read everything from here. So if you have notes like this, I hope you did a very good job in note taking. If you want to listen again, please listen again and take notes because this is very important for your unit assignment later. Okay, so please do that. Now, I am almost to the end. The last thing you have to do is listen again and work on the assignment that is sent to you from Google Form. Let me quickly show you how your assignment looks like. In the first part, you have the vocabulary section. The vocabulary comes from your textbook page 130. And the other part of your assignment is over here, activity C, categorization, true or false. And activity D, restating, which you have to complete the sentences by choosing correct options. And that's all. So activity C is over here on page 131 and 32. Activity D is on page 132 as well. So please work on that assignment. And that's all for today. I hope you are having a very good time. It's getting cold outside, so stay warm, stay healthy, stay safe. Goodbye.